Hey guys, Sinister here at Bad Company Gaming, and welcome to another episode of Tactically Minded. If you followed me over from my old channel, you'll sort of understand the idea, except that since I can't do live commentaries anymore, since my capture card went down and I've yet to buy another one, I'm just going to explain what I'm doing in the gameplay, watching it pre-recorded, I guess you could say. It's been a while since I recorded this gameplay. Obviously it's even on my old gamertag. But I sort of understand my mentality that I was going for here. So you'll notice that I'm running the M16A4 with the M145 sight, the vertical foregrip, the suppressor, and canted iron sights. The reason for that is because on this map you have both close quarters and long range engagements, so having the M145 and the canted iron sights is an amazing setup to run for maps like this where you need to occasionally pick up a headshot like that one right there. Now the suppressor is obviously for concealment because this is sort of a sneaky style map. Having a suppressor is definitely going to be to your advantage and the best of your interests. Especially on a map like this where there's all those little shanties and buildings to hide in, having a suppressor is ideal. So I'm running the vertical foregrip like I said because that reduces your aim down sights while strafing accuracy as well as making your hipfire accuracy. I can't remember exactly, but I believe it is a 0.3 or so reduction on the M16A3. It's different for every weapon, but it does help you with your hipfire as well as your firing on the move in all stances, which is something that is definitely, once again, in the best of your interest on a map like this where it's highly mobile, but yet you've also got to be pretty darn accurate, and you gotta have great reaction time and situational awareness, which I did not have right there, as that guy snuck right up on me with a PDR and shot me down. So another thing to know about Flood Zone is that for the most part everyone sort of stays on the main level and doesn't really move to the bottom levels all that much, and I think the simple reason for that is because of how open the top side is, so you can just shoot across the map and shoot your enemies. So since everyone sort of thinks of it that same way, everyone winds up being on the top side, so there's not a whole lot of action as far as the staircases go. And if there is action in the staircases, generally speaking, it's used as cover instead of an actual area of the map for combat. Get a nice counter knife there, and then a quick teabag to finish him off. Get the revive on our blue guy there. Hashtag worth it. I'll put that right over the screen. So I realized that they're all spawning down here by Sniper Mountain, which means I need to keep an eye on that rooftop because they're going to be shooting down with DMRs and LMGs, bolt actions, things of that nature. Someone's already thrown a grenade up there and got a kill, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that they are trying to camp on the roof, and I'm going to make the push up as quickly as possible so that they don't have time to get set up. I see someone on the minimap right around the corner, come around, hipfire him, and then hide in the shanty for cover. It's all those little crack shacks right there that you need to use for cover, so having a suppressor so that you do not light up on the minimap is going to be the best way to go about it. I climb up here, take down this guy, look around, find the tug sensor, but I see this other recon jumping up, which I'm not exactly sure where he came from, but I go ahead and pick up that kill, disable the tugs with the SW40, and then move on. Now we're about out of ammo at this point, so I need to make good use of the remainder of my bullets. I see someone is down here, and my squad guy gets the dude in the corner. I think that was Jim Dandy, actually, yeah. And then I killed the other guy. So I'm not sure why I didn't pick up that rifle. That's always something that you can do, is pick up other people's rifles. But one major thing is to pay attention to what kind of character model it is that you just killed, because if you shoot a support player, they have an ammo crate on them, and you can pick that up and go ahead and use that to give yourself ammo instead of wandering around and hoping that a random is going to give you ammo, because I guarantee you that he's not going to. So now that I know that the bolt action is up here, I'm going to go look for him. I notice that the blue guy is already up there and that there's several more, so I'm just going to assume that he's been dropped, which is not always the best thing that you want to do, but this is team deathmatch, so I gotta stay mobile and stay on top of the entire map, or else I'm pretty much just gonna get flanked. But that's pretty much why I've run a suppressor on this game mode, is because it is deathmatch and you're playing alone a lot. If you're playing something like Rush or Conquest, where pretty much your entire team is bunched up into one area and pretty much none of the players around you are using a suppressor, there's almost no point in using a suppressor yourself, The only thing that's going to happen is they're going to misthink how many enemies there are. They're not necessarily... it's going to be a misjudgment. It's not going to be an actual disadvantage that you're putting them at. They're just going to come around the corner and be like, oh, there's one extra guy that I wasn't ready for, and then they just shoot you anyway because they already know that you're all standing right there. And it's never a good thing to try and judge how many enemies there were on the minimap, because just because a couple of guys have fired and popped up on the minimap, that doesn't mean that their entire team that's right there has done it, and most likely there's a couple more guys just beyond the ones that you can see. Now, the incendiary grenade, as many of you know, can hurt you through a wall, which makes absolutely no sense, and it's always at the best of the opportunities whenever that happens to throw down your medic bag, because it can heal you and keep you up faster than the incendiary grenade can take you down. I did learn that just over the course of experience and accidentally throwing down a medic bag. Another interesting thing is that if you're on the other side of a wall and an incendiary is hurting you, I don't know if it works if you're actually standing in the incendiary, but med kits do not blow up and or disappear, so it definitely is going to be one of the best things that you can do is to do that. This guy throws a grenade at me, so I'm going to try to get the kill on him, but my blue guy beats me to it. And then I also noticed that I only have about half of a magazine to get any killing done with, so I take this guy out, and then his name is Earthless. I spit off my few extra bullets there to make sure that I don't accidentally swap back to it and think that I have ammo. And then we take the SW40. We're going to run down here, kill this guy, which I missed about 5 times, I think, right there, and somehow got the kill. It was horrible. But then I run up here, pick up this guy's kit. He's got a 412 Rex, and looky here, he's got an M4, which is pretty much identical to the M16, which is why I chose this bit of gameplay, because it doesn't really change a whole lot. He's got a suppressor, an angle to grip the tactical light, and the reflex sight on it, although he's playing, I believe, support. Yeah, because I've got an ammo crate and C4. Yeah, so he's playing the support class, so I do not have my medkits any longer, so I'm trying to remember where I threw down my last medkit, and it was around the corner there, where they're all spawning now, which is going to present a bit of an issue should I get shot, and I need to get to a medic bag that I already know is there. Their entire team is sitting there waiting. Not the situation that you want to be getting into. Now, I believe I recorded this gameplay before they actually buffed the M16 and the M4. This has been like literally a month and a half ago or more, just because of down capture cards, but I for some dumb reason have kept that much gameplay on my hard drive. I guess just because I've had enough space. I don't typically keep gameplay for more than a month, but I'm super glad that I kept the gameplay from March, April, and part of May. I have all of that gameplay that I've recorded over the course of those 3 months still. Now, I've used up quite a bit of it, and not every game that I have on my hard drive obviously is going to be worthy of YouTube, but nonetheless, we get a knife kill here, and then we go for our second knife kill. You'll remember this clip from a montage that I did because I went in, did one of the super smooth transitions across battle scenes. So I noticed that they've all spawned there. Now that guy laser beams me in the head, but I know that they're all over there still. He's got an M416. My teammate is totally worthless against that with his LSAT, and he gets dropped. So I'm fairly certain that most of their team is over there now. And like I said, the M16, super good at long range, but it's also good in close quarters if you know how to burst it properly. Grenades bounce right off of trees like it's a rubber wall. But the M16 basically turns into a DMR whenever you use it at long range with something like an M145 or an ACOG sight. It truly is almost a laser beam. And I've actually won several sniper battles with the M16 in previous matches. I don't know that you would call that right there a sniper battle. He was using an M416, but that's widely regarded as one of the better medium to long range rifles, and I just totally beat him out with the M16A4. That guy jumped down, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to go for a flank. Now I can see that a blue guy has gone down behind me, but I can also tell that it's not going to be an immediate threat to me right now because I'm looking for this guy that parachuted down. Now I don't believe I actually find him, and I believe I just give up and wind up running back up. Yep, here we go. We're running back up. The only reason I guess that is because that's what I would have done now, and my playstyle has changed almost not at all. Pretty much since Battlefield 4's launch. Now these guys out here, I don't think I was able to actually drop them with the suppressed M16, but had it not been suppressed and had this been post-patch to the M16, I probably could have sniped them with easy access. Now, canted iron sights are sort of a very controversial attachment to run with. I personally think that it's a really good idea because, like I said, that just gives you a little bit more versatility that the average player is not going to have. Now, you do have to sacrifice like a laser or a flashlight or something of that nature, but I've sort of explained this before. I don't particularly care for lasers or flashlights just because they give away your position more than necessary. So on the M16, this has pretty much become one of my full-time setups here. Now, I do run the Cobra sight fairly often, and if I do run the Cobra, I don't need to run canted iron sights along with that, so I'll run usually a flashlight, if anything, in that attachment slot, just because if you run the flashlight, if you get into a dark corner, you can turn it on and hip fire somebody, or if you're in a dark corridor like underneath the main level of this map, as a perfect example, you can do that. Get the knife kill on this last guy. They only have one ticket left. I don't believe that I get the final kill. Get one last revive off. Let's see, do I get the last kill? No, I almost do, as a blue guy drops that camping sniper. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this style of video. I was a little bit short on time, so I thought basically a post-recorded live commentary style thing would be in the best of my interest to save on time. But not only that, but it should just sort of give you guys idea as to what type of videos you want me to do. Let me know in the comments box what kinds of videos you want to see, and I'll do my best to recreate that with the video I have on my hard drive. Be sure to hit that like button, and I hope to see all of you out on the battlefield.